So my Virgo video got basically like cut in half because the camera I'm using is super glitchy. So I want to finish that video off with more stuff. Now, so me, when it comes to like zodiac signs, for one, is just for fun. It's not to be taken like super seriously, but I do take into account because I'm always like studying different things. So I always take into account all the different things I'm studying about humans because I'm very big on sociology and psychology. So I always take into account all the stuff. Like I take into account, okay, your zodiac sign, the day you were born, what your childhood was like, how you act now, how you respond to different words or phrases or sentences, what level your frequency is on. Are you a negative person, a positive person? Um, do you mostly complain or do you mostly compliment? Are you positive with how you speak? Because there are some people who are positive with how they speak, but like their body language is low and negative. And then there are people who their body language is very high and happy, but they talk very negative. So I always like take into account how different people can be just in general. And I take the zodiac signs with a grain of salt, but I still like analyze every aspect of an individual because it's kind of fun to do. It's just enjoyable to kind of see how a person is, and kind of put it into perspective. And you also gotta make sure you remember age. So if a person is like 19 or 20, you should take what they're doing with a grain of salt and not take them too seriously as an adult because they're still pretty young. But I would still say that honestly, with us people in our 20s, I still would say that I feel like you don't truthfully ever really grow up like people want you to. Because even like I've said to some of the people I've had conversations with, even a lot of the 50-year-olds and 40-year-olds crash out just as much as the teenagers do. It's almost like they're going backwards in development a lot of the time when I see people who are like in their 30s, I'm not 30s, in their 40s and 50s. Sorry. So it is what it is. But everybody, I said this too, and I'll be honest with you when it comes to me. I'm confused about life on a lot of things, and a lot of people are, but a lot of people are afraid to admit that. I admit I'd be confused and I'd be overwhelmed about certain things, and I know what overwhelms me. I'm an Aquarius, so it's like we analyze ourselves a lot. You know what I'm saying? And we think about very deep things. But this is not a video on Aquarius. This is on the Virgos. So Virgos, I've had a lot of better experiences with the women. I would say like 98% of Virgo women are pretty freaking cool as people and as friends. Like a Virgo will be the best friend you ever had, in my experience. Other people might disagree, but they could be the best friends you ever had, the women, because they'll care about your health. You compliment them, and they take in the compliment and enjoy the compliment. Virgos actually like to be complimented, and they don't really care about looks that much when it comes to the dudes they date. Now, I've heard some guys say that Virgo women are like super feminists. I have not met a Virgo woman that is a super feminist. I have not met that from them. Most of them are usually pretty logical and chill and understanding, and they love deep conversation. And it's like when you tell them something, they understand your perspective. But again, a lot of Virgos are very heavy on studying. They're very similar to Aquarius's, where they will study a lot of things. They read a lot of books. They're into a lot of esoteric things as well. Capricorns are also like that. Female Capricorns, very into that esoteric stuff. They'll look up the New Age order. They'll look up different religions and they'll read different self-help books, and they exercise. They care about their diet a lot. Usually Virgo women, when it comes to physical looks, from what I have seen in my own personal life, they have very beautiful skin. Their skin is very clear. You can tell that they wash their face, but their skin is like naturally clear with no blemishes, no bumps. Rather, they're dark skin black, brown skin black, light skin. They almost always have beautiful ass skin. They usually don't have a lot of stretch marks. Like, I'll look at them and I won't see a lot of stretch marks. And if they do, it's because they care about their appearance and they usually work out a lot. Again, I'm talking about in my life. You might have met a Virgo that was completely different than what I've seen, but most of the ones I've met have been in shape, pretty, kind, and sweet. picky about who they date, but not in the looks department. They're more picky on how you make them feel and how you're going to fit into their box in their life. And I would say the same thing about Aquarius. Aquariuses are not really picky about looks. It's more like, are you gonna be getting on my nerves all the time, or are you gonna be, are you gonna uplift my life, without controlling it as well? Because we, as an Aquarius, we don't like people trying to control us, and neither do Virgos. Virgos do not like people controlling their life. They like to do things on their own. Very big perfectionists, and they like to slowly progress. They like to progress and become better. They're not stagnant. They don't like being in the same place for a long time. And that's true with the men as well, because male Virgos are also very hard workers, and smooth operators. Them niggas know how to talk to women, boy. But them niggas can also be the craziest niggas in the world. And they're very know-it-all ish. Um, when it comes to my experience with Virgos, Virgo men, as a man, as a grown man, I've had two friends who were Virgo dudes. One of them claimed to be a psychopath. He was Mexican with glasses. He claimed that he was a psychopath and he didn't really feel anything. And um, he just said he doesn't feel. That's what he told me. He told me a lot of stuff. He told me he doesn't feel. Um, he told me about how he mirrors people's personalities. Now, I don't know if he was actually a psychopath or he was trying to convince himself that he was a psychopath. But he straight up just said he was a psychopath. He's like, yeah, I'm a psychopath. Um, but I could kind of see it because he was a very good listener, like super good at listening, and very easy to talk to. But again, he could have just looked up the traits of a psychopath and just sat there and copied the traits. He could have did that shit. So that doesn't 100% mean that he's a psychopath. But psychopaths usually have a very chill, laid back attitude, and they're very kind, and they'll mirror you, and they're usually like fun to talk to because they'll listen to all the nonsense you're talking about, all the yapping. So there's that. He claimed to be a psychopath. Very intelligent dude. He was very good at talking. Didn't really stutter a lot. Um, yeah. So he was a really smart dude. He liked Yu-Gi-Oh. He had like a tattoo of a Pokemon on his arm. It is what it is. Interesting dude. So that was an example of one Virgo guy I met as an adult who was my friend. Another one was this other one. He was also Mexican. He was a Virgo. He was more of the perfectionist type. He was really into Dragon Ball Z. He was like obsessed with Dragon Ball Z. He started off at a lower level at the job. I'm not going to say what the job was, but he started off at a lower level and then became a manager over time. Very cool dude in the sense of he was a really good listener, and he most definitely had that perfectionist thing going on. And he also had the whole wanting to constantly evolve thing going on. A very trustworthy dude, would listen to everything you said. He would give me rides home, offer me food and stuff like, hey, bro, you hungry? Like, we go to the gas station for him to get gas. He'd be, you hungry, bro? You want some snacks or something? He was like one of those kind of guys. Very cool dude. So again, on the guy side, I've had good experiences with Virgos as well. That's two of them. Um, so there's that. Now, I can tell you about my two worst experiences with Virgos. Dating a Virgo woman and then having a Virgo friend when I was a kid. Um, so the woman, I'm not gonna say what race she was or whatever, but she was a Virgo. She was a couple years older than me. Tan skin. Not gonna say her race. She wasn't black though. She was like super duper manipulative, and it was just like she started off being like a woman who listens to everything you say, and she's like she was like a person you could have a good conversation with. She was a good listener, had a very nice, beautiful, soft voice. Her voice was like very soothing. I don't know if she practiced that or not, but she had a very nice, soothing voice. Um, but she was a little judgy, and she was drama filled, and she did go from being like cool at first to where we would talk on the phone day and night, to all of a sudden now it's like she's like not answering the phone, and And I always hate that switch up, man. Like when women start doing all the weird shit, it's like, bruh, like we were vibing, having a good time. Why are you about to ruin it, bro? You know, like it's, being an Aquarius and being a logical dude, that type of stuff just annoys you. And I always was tell dudes like, you'll struggle more if you're a logical dude. Like I know how to get women and have had a good chunk of women because I'm so freaking crazy that I sat there and figured out how they are as human beings by just observation, reading books, and all that stuff. So I know how they are. I know why they do what they do and stuff like that. But it can like kind of burn me out still. But again, I also still give people the benefit of the doubt, and I take zodiac signs with a grain of salt. And I still, even if you're a zodiac sign that I don't want to date, I still will give you a chance and see how you are as an individual. Because again, the zodiac signs don't really mean shit. It's just like some fun shit to kind of just study or whatever. It ain't real. Honestly, I mean, don't take it as some real shit. It's almost like a video game, or like a pseudo religion, I guess. So I still take it with a grain of salt, but it is fun to kind of analyze it and whatnot. And there's always still truth in everything. Everything has truth in it. Um, but yeah, she just started playing a bunch of games. It was like when I was trying to go on a date with her alone, where it's just me and her, like to the movies. If I Yeah, I told her I was like, let's go to the movies or go to the mall, and she's like, okay. She would say okay, and then like I would call her back like the day we set the time to go, and I'd be like, all right, you ready to go? And she just wouldn't answer the phone or wouldn't respond to text messages, and I'm just like, why are you purposely playing games, bro? Like we were good, man, and now you're like switching up. But as a dude, women are gonna do that. That's just some woman shit though. Like I don't. It's like it doesn't hurt me personally, but mentally it does annoy me because I'm like, you're doing all that, and we could have had a good time. Like you're ruining the chances of us being able to have a good time and vibe. That's why I always get annoyed when women do some shit like that. Do. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just like you ruined the like vibe we could have had. We could have had a good ass vibe, and you just instead you rather sit here. You get more fun and more kicks and shits and giggles out of playing around than you would get actually making a true connection and bond and us having a good time. Um, but yeah, there's a lot of women like that. I mean, I've got rejected like a lot of times, but I've also got a good chunk of women before in my life, like probably like a total of like 15, 20, probably all together where it was like worth something, because I don't count the times where it's like you hung out one time or she vibed with you for like that don't count. It's like did you actually hang out with him and vibe with him and talk to him and they came to the crib or whatever. I only count those times. So like if it's just like the chick just like we hung out for an hour, that don't count. We didn't kiss or nothing, that don't count. I don't count none of that shit. But yeah, but like I said, I've had a good chunk of chicks who didn't play games like that because like I always tell dudes, like you got to do this thing where you got to find women who genuinely like you. The women who genuinely like you gonna come over, kick it with you. It's gonna be easy. It's gonna be a vibe. And I've had it happen like a good 15, 20 times. If y'all want me to tell y'all some story times, there's some of the chicks I dated in the past. Besides this girl right here specifically, I can tell you the times where it's good, but a lot of people want to hear the times where it didn't work out. People like the negative side of the shit, and they like that shit more than the fun, good stuff. But I can tell y'all about the good times and stuff too, and I can get a little freaky or whatever. but yeah, that depends on if I'm tired later on, um, or if I have enough time to even tell that type of stuff. But yeah, it was just she was playing a bunch of games, and I'm not gonna tell a whole bunch of that story, but she did that for a while. I don't know. She was a strange individual. Like I said, I don't even think it has anything to do with her being a Virgo. She was just weird. She was just like a really weird, socially awkward, just a very strange chick. I was like, I don't know what she was doing. Now, I'm about to talk about this dude that I had as a Virgo friend. I wrote some of this down. A disclaimer for women: don't ever date a light skinned black dude who has a white mama. Yeah, I said it. Don't date them. Them niggas is crazy because they got something to prove. Them niggas, it's like they know how to code switch. So when they hang out with like black folks, they'll be "What's up, my nigga?" and do all that, and they'll try to act like the most ruthless black dude of the group because they have something to prove. So they'll act like the most ruthless black dude of the group. You know what I'm saying? And they'll try to do stuff like clown every dude in the group. Like they have so much toughness they're trying to prove. And then when they hang out with white dudes, they'll switch to their white side where they'll start doing like, weird, goofy stuff. Again, I'm talking about when we're teenagers. I'm not saying all white dudes are weird and goofy. I'm saying when you're teenagers, you're a little more weird and goofy. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But them niggas is red flags. Where is it at? Cause these niggas, let me tell you how these. I'm gonna tell you all some of the stuff about these niggas. Ladies, these guys are red flags because, for one, they do not care about their life. They backwards. They know they black and they know they white, so they try to take advantage of that. They might even like self hate themselves, like call themselves some dumb shit, or call another black dude the NRE, the NER word, and then they'll do like mixed stuff. So they'll like try to act like a hood nigga, but then skateboard and stuff at the same time. It'll have you like confused. Um, it is what it is. But I do remember this black dude I had as a friend. He was a Virgo, like tall dude. I think he was like 6'2" when he was like 13 or whatever. But that nigga was so damn fake. Cause this nigga would hang out with you, hang out with your ops. Then he would like come back to you and tell you to like stand up for yourself and like fight them and stuff. It was like so weird how twisted and manipulative that this nigga really was. This is like the dark side. This is the young dark side of a Virgo male. And again, he also had the white mama thing. Cause that I swear that shit is true. I swear it is. Um, he was just so twisted and backwards. Like I said, he would literally hang out with your ops, but then at the same time would tell you to stand up for yourself and fight them. And this was a nigga who would say all this, but he ain't fight nobody but his younger brothers. That's all he used to fight. He only used to fight his younger brothers. He didn't fight like no other dudes. I fought like every dude there, but he tried to make it seem he was so good at manipulating. He would make it seem like I was a coward, but I literally fought everybody there. It's just like how you gonna call me a coward and I fought like 7 dudes and you ain't fought nobody but your brothers, but your younger brothers. And I only lost one fight. I got beat up by like a 14-year-old um, white guy. He like beat the shit out. He really sucker punched me, and that was basically it. He just sucker punched me. My face was bleeding and shit, and I just kind of just went home. That shit was kind of funny though, bro. Um, but yeah, I literally, I think I've had a total of like 8 fights, and I lost like one, and it was just that one fight. Cause I was just, I don't know, it was weird. It was a weird ass day. I was not in a fighting mood. I had like no aggression going on at that time. It was just weird. But yeah, it was like this nigga used to try to act like he was like some kind of tough dude, but it was like all he didn't fight. I don't know how he was so good at manipulating people. Cause he was the type of dude where he can make everybody like him. Like everybody like kind of followed him. I think it had to do with the fact that he was like 6'2", but he was only like 13. And he was smart enough to like he knew how to manipulate people. And everybody followed him around and like acted like he was some kind of like he was hella older than us or something, but he was only like a year older than everybody else. But he used to do just weird stuff, bro. Like he would try to clown you in front of everybody to make everybody laugh. He was like a super big attention seeker, but he was like one of them niggas where if you left him alone and didn't bother him, like he would act like he was so irritated by you coming to his house and hanging out with him, right? But then if you just left him alone for 2 weeks, then he would like have like a grudge against you and get like mad that you did that. But it's like, nigga, you said I get on your nerves. And like I remember this nigga was like, you get on my nerves, I don't like you coming to my house, blah 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 blah. You know, because I called him out on it. I was like, you always talking about you sick or you don't want to be bothered. And he's like, yeah, nigga, because you always come to my house. He didn't say nigga. He was like a black dude who didn't really say nigga a lot. But and I didn't even really say nigga that much back then either. But basically, it was like I just stopped hanging out with that nigga for like 2 weeks, and he like had his like big ass grudge against me, and he act all. I remember I went to his house, like his mom let me inside, and I went to his house, and he was just acting hella awkward. Like he was like watching a YouTube video, and I just sat by him, and It's like, hey, bro, what's up? And he kind of just was quiet and didn't really say nothing. It was like weird. It was like so weird. Like his attitude was just weird and backwards. Like I did not understand his attitude at all. It was just like, what is wrong with this nigga? Like, how you gonna hang out with me? Like he couldn't decide if he wanted to be cool with me or if I was like his op or something. It was like the strangest shit. But like I said, he was one of them dark, insecure Virgos, and he was like predatory too. I ain't gonna tell too much, but he used to do like weird shit. Like I remember he grabbed a chick's ass one time, like at school. It was like a big ass school assembly, and this nigga like grabbed a chick's ass and then like turned his head like he didn't do it. And I was like, bro, you hella weird. That was like really genuinely just some weird ass behavior, bro. That was some weird shit. Oh, like, I don't even know what that was. It was like the awkwardest shit, bro. Um, I think the weirdest shit is I remember because you know when you was a stupid kid, you hanging out with him and stuff. Like I said, we all thought he was kind of cool for some reason. I guess because he was like 6'2", 6'3", or whatever. And I remember there's like this one time where he was hanging out with my op, but they like had me like hang out with them or whatever. And then what they did was the op he like turned on porn, and then he like pressed this button to where he got it to where it was like the computer was like stuck. I don't know how he did it, but he somehow made the computer like stuck to where you couldn't unlock the password, but like the video was still playing. So it literally was just like a bunch of moaning going on. Like you just hear a bunch of moaning, and both of them like awkwardly like left the room. And I'm assuming that they like went and snuck and just was standing in the bathroom or something. Like I guess they wanted me to leave them alone or whatever. I'm like, bro, you could have just told me to leave. It ain't that deep. But I guess they just did that because they were trying to be funny, but they also wanted me to like to leave them alone or whatever. I guess I don't know. But I'm assuming that they probably were just like sitting in the bathroom or some shit and like closed the door or whatever. I literally all I did, bro, is I got up, opened the door, and just left. I was like, all right, bro. I'm like, y'all on some weird shit. Let me just dip. Cause like I said, like dude, when I was young, dudes used to do weird ass shit, but then make it seem like I was the weird one, but they were always doing some weird ass shit. I that was weird to me. I'm like, you left me randomly in your room with porn playing. I was like, okay, and he probably lied and probably told his parents, oh he turned on the porn. It's like niggas are just weird like that, bro. That shit was weird though. I was just like, okay. You know, but I was just always the type like when niggas would do weird shit, I would just go hang out with other random kids. Like I was just one of those type of kids. Because my whole thing when I was a kid was like freedom of being able to play and have fun with other kids. That was like my whole thing as a kid. Like I don't know, I don't think I mentally knew that, but it was like it was just me enjoying the freedom of going and hanging out with other kids and shit. So it was like when my friends would act weird because they all used to kind of act weird. One of them was a Scorpio, one was a Virgo. The other one I can't remember what. I don't know if he was a Taurus or something like that. I can't remember what he is. His birthday is like April something. I'm not sure what he is. But yeah, they were just kind of weird acting because the Scorpio homie, he would act weird too. He was a Mexican dude. He used to act weird because he used to act like he tried to be like a cool kid, and he would try to kind of push me to the side, like I wasn't shit. It was weird why he like I don't know why he did that shit. But it was like we would bond over like Sonic and shit. But it was like bro didn't really fuck with me like that. It was weird. I don't know. He used to confuse me too. Cause like if we would be like at school and he would like act like he didn't know me type shit, and I'm just like, is it that serious, bro? It's not even that deep. And cause he hung out with like these dancing Mexican dudes. He was like in a dancing group. But what was so weird is he was trying to act like I was like weird. But then I remember I ended up talking to one of the Mexican dudes, and me and him became cool. It was just like, so your group of homies, like they cool with me. So I don't know why you acting weird or whatever. But again, that was the dancing Mexicans. So there's like 15 different Mexican groups, like dead ass. At my school, there was like these hood Mexicans, and they didn't fuck with me. The hood Mexicans didn't like me when I was in freaking seventh grade. But the dancing Mexicans, there was like one of them in the group who was cool with me. You know what I'm saying? Like me and him like joked and laughed. He was like a little short dude with long hair. He was pretty cool. But my homie, he tried to like I don't know, he was trying to act cooler than me or something, and I'm just like, it ain't even that deep. Like for real. It's not that deep, you know, but it is what it is. But yeah, he was a Scorpio though. I think his birthday was like October 20th or something. Not 20th, like October 24th or something like that. or whatever, something like that. It was in October, nigga. Shoot. Um, because I think if it was on like the 20th, he would have been something else. Can't remember what's before Scorpio. Um, yeah, Scorpio the 31st. Yeah. Um, but yeah, he was just weird acting. Um, it is what it is. But it's like I don't hate him or nothing. That's the thing. It's like I don't even really hate these niggas. It was just I'm pointing out like weird stuff they used to do. And I don't really hate them per se. It's just kind of like, you know, because like people have always been fake towards me, bro. It just is what it is. So it's like I don't really trip about that. But yeah, the Virgo nigga was just he was on some extra shit. He used to just be doing. He used to just be doing too much. I used to just be like, what is even going on, bro? I think he was just trying to prove like his dominance all the time. I don't know. It was just weird, bro. That nigga was so backwards. I was just like, what is wrong with this nigga? It's just like 1 minute he wants to hang out with you and play Pokemon. The next minute he wants to like be like, screw you, Pokemon's gay. I'm gonna go play a BB gun game with somebody else. Then he's hanging out with your ops. Then he's hanging out with his ops. Like he was one of them niggas who was so flip floppy, bro. Like it was just weird, bro. It was just weird. And he would act like I'm always ruining the fun. I'm like, all right, bro. Like you got it. I used to think that shit was weird. Um, but yeah, this is my experiences with Virgos, man. Like most of my experiences with Virgos have been pretty cool. Um, oh, that one Mexican Virgo I was talking about that used to give me like rides home from work. He was like a know-it-all in the sense of like you would tell him something and he would have to like research and Google it. That was kind of annoying. I'm not gonna lie. Like he's a good person though, but that did I hate those. Actually, it's this type of people. You know what I'm saying? So that was something he did where it just kind of annoyed me. But those are always the people that become my friends because they like anime and I like anime. So it's just kind of like, you know. But I remember I told him I said one of the Bleach characters' name, Gene or whatever, and he like had to look it up, and I'm like, bro, I know it's Gene. Like I know I'm not tripping. You know what I'm saying? The one that Matsumoto Rengiku likes or whatever. I'm like, that's the one that she likes. The one with the big titty orange chick. She likes to do with the like closed cat eyes that's on Aizen's side, but then he tries to like kill Aizen or whatever. Like, yeah, she likes him. I know it's Dean. No, I'm not tripping. But he just like I don't know. You know, it was just like he's trying to like correct me on it and stuff. I'm like, it's not that deep. You know, even though I am kind of trash at remembering names, though I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes remembering all those names is like doing the most. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not really good at pronouncing the names, honestly. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so that's my experiences with Virgos. I might remember some other ones. I don't really want to talk about no family members that are the zodiac signs. That's too close. You know what I'm saying? But friends I've had, I'll talk about, and then people I've met who are Virgos, I'll talk about. Because I might make another video. You know, it depends. But these are just like the Virgos that I know that I've met. So if y'all like the video, like, comment, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Follow your boy. Right now, I'm doing the Zodiac series. I'm eventually gonna get back to the anime reviews, but I want to do some stuff that girls will like. And the zodiac signs, like girls love the zodiac signs, so I'm pretty sure they'll love these videos. You know, I just want to do a variety of different topics. There's a lot of stuff I want to talk about. Like for example, there's gonna be a lot more writing videos. I love writing and I love talking about my fantasy novel that I'm writing. So it is what it is. So you're definitely gonna get more videos on how to write better and you know just my overall experience of being a writer and how I write and how I think. You know, and I think so many different ways. Like I said, it's an overload a lot of the time because it's like I'm thinking about like 15 different things I want to do at one time, which can overload me and then drain my energy, and then I don't even end up getting to finish all that stuff. Like even right now, it's like I kind of want to work out right now because I want to get in shape, but I also want to write my fantasy novel. But I also know that I got work in a couple of hours, but I also at the same time kind of want to rap a little bit because I really do want to do some rapping stuff. Not a rapper, but I want to rap, if that makes sense. Like I don't want to become some super famous rapper, because that never ends well. I want to be a singer. There's a lot of different things I want to do. That's just like surface level stuff. I want to get better at drawing, and I'm getting to the point where I might just do all of that all at once because it's just like that's the stuff I'm trying to do takes lifetimes to be able to do all of that and master all of that. For some people, but I remember this dude who dated my cousin. He basically just did all that stuff at one time. Like I remember going to her house when I was like 13, and the dude was like 30, and he was like rapping. He was rapping, playing the piano. He was doing a lot of stuff. I remember we went to like a family reunion, and he like rapped for me, and he was like rapping all this crazy stuff. And I was like, damn. I'm like, what made you even think of that? You know what I'm saying? Because I was like 13, but I would ask like some deep, thought provoking questions, bro. I was like an old man as a 13-year-old, bro. Like I'd be like, what made you even think of those lines? Like, what? Like that's crazy, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I always have better conversations with like older dudes. You know what I'm saying? Um, but yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Next, I'm gonna probably do. What zodiac sign do I want to do next? I was thinking of. Let me look through my notes. Cause I was thinking of one. Capricorns on it. Yeah, we could do Capricorns. Capricorns, Aquariuses, or I could just talk about a variety. Because some zodiac signs I don't even really have a lot to say about. There's only like a few things that I really have to say. Um, we'll see, we'll see. But y'all like, comment, subscribe, follow your boy. Shoot, and tell me what type of videos y'all want to, y'all want me to make. But y'all have a good one. Love you guys. Take care.